I always make people late to their meetings and going to wherever they have to go simply because my conversation skills are good, and I'll tell you exactly how to make them good. Firstly, you start off with a very, very vague, very broad question. So, for example, if around your area right now there are a lot of immigrants coming up, and this could be controversial as well. If they're around your area, there are a lot of immigrants coming up. You ask this person, whoever you're trying to talk to, right? Maybe it's in the park, maybe it's in the sauna, maybe it's in the gym. What do you think of the recent immigrants coming in? And this sounds like a stupid question, because it is. It's supposed to be a stupid question, but it catches their attention. Generally, what would have you what you, God, I'm messing up. What would have you said if you didn't say that? Oh, how are you? Good. Well, what are you gonna reply to that, bro? Oh, it's nice weather outside. Yeah. He's gone, bro. He's not listening to you. He knows you're boring. Start off. What do you think of the recent immigrant situation? And you will get far. And once you have that, they'll reply with some stupid answer, and then you start pushing on that. Be like, have you lived here for a while? And if they say yes, then be like, okay, so the recent immigration thing, have you seen how the culture has changed because of that? I'm making these questions up on the spot, by the way. And you just push these questions. You keep on pushing deeper into one question rather than asking a bunch of shallow questions. The idea is not to make it so that you have questions to throw at them. It's to make it so that that question in and of itself makes them think. We rarely ask questions that make people think, and people in general don't want to think. They would rather answer questions straight from the mind. How are you? Good. Everybody's going to say good. Straight from the mind. You don't have to think for that. But if I ask you this specific question, how are the immigrants doing? You can ask literally anything. Be like, what's the best lesson your dad has ever taught you? Then he might say, oh, his dad died when he was 12. Push on that. How did your dad die, if you don't mind sharing? There's so much stuff. There's infinite amounts of ways to keep conversations going. You ask them the most shallow questions. And once you do ask them, you don't know how to follow up with them. The idea is to keep on pushing on one topic over and over and over. You should not be asking different questions, but one focused on a singular path. It will divert itself somewhere else. So if you started the question here, you push, and then he'll answer, and you go here, you push more questions, and you're just gonna find yourself following like this random path. Don't track it. Learn, listen with the intent to understand, because questions, if genuinely answered by the other individual, will provide you a lot of insight, and this will give you wisdom. Especially if you talk to older people, and I recommend practicing it with older people in the first place, because generally they have better social skills and they have more to share. Teenagers don't really have much to share. 20-year-olds don't have much to share. There's a rare few, yeah, sure, but the majority of them cannot hold conversations. And because I can, I make them late to their own meetings. I make them late to get outside. Like, oh man, I love seeing you. They love seeing me because I know how to conversate. So keep on pushing deeper with one singular question and find a way to make it so that you can keep on pushing so that the conversation never stops.